Hey guys, I'm Captain Duck and this is DFVIDTUTS2015. There are some traders incoming, but this episode is about fishing. It's yet another way to get a lot of food in, and if we look up here, this dwarf is carrying a fish. He's actually a fisherman. If I V over him and then check his inventory with I can see he's carrying a raw shad. He's carrying 2 raw shads. He fished those up and he's bringing them into my fortress, and those will be processed. So let's talk a little bit about fishing. This should be a short episode because there's not much to it. You don't need much, is the nice thing. For fishing, to catch a fish, basically you don't need anything at all. Just need a dwarf with the fishing skill. Let's take a look at the dwarf therapist here. If I take a look at fishing, which is an option here somewhere, here are the fishing options. Let's sort it like this. If any dwarf has the fishing skill, he will be able to fish. There's no such thing as a fishing rod or whatever in Dwarf Fortress. They catch fish with their bare hands, I think. So they are pretty good at this as well. So no need to worry about making any items to build a fish. Of course, they also need a place to fish. Now, they will fish out of their own, I think, but it's better to tell them where to fish and by using a zone. So, let's show you how I did that here by making a new one on the river. I use I, then I press enter, make some corners, and I can set this zone with F for fishing. You could also set this as a water source, but I have moved that one inside. Let's remove this zone though, because we already have like 3 of these fishing areas. Now, if you don't have a river, try doing it on a pond like this. Might also be a good idea to keep it on a pond like this, because, well, ponds might have different types of fish than the river. There's often turtles swimming around these small surface ponds, and those give shells, and you might need those shells for things like moods. So it's good to have a fisher, at least one fisher around, to hopefully get some turtles and get some turtle shells. Also, I think what I really need here as well is a way over the river. Let's build them a little way of floors here, make it out of blocks here, microclimb blocks. That's fine, so they can get to the other side. I'm not really sure if they can. Sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. Depends on the river how fast it flows. Doesn't look like there's any fish down here at the moment. If there were, I'd be able to V on it, but there's like small fish, which you can't see. They count as vermin, so you can't see them on the map usually. And those are the things your dwarf fish up, and well, they just keep going and coming and going and fishing up the items here. So that works out fine. There don't actually need to be visible fish in the river that you can catch. If you set it on a river or a pond somewhere, they might catch a thing. If there isn't anything there, like in the winter, if the river freezes over, you'll probably get some error messages telling you that there's nothing to catch in the pond, which, well, will probably fix itself by spring, but it might not. It also looks like they can walk on the water without any problems here. Okay, so that's how you catch fish. Just have a fisher dwarf. Oh yeah, and to set that, you in normal dwarf fortress, I've used the dwarf therapist here, but normal dwarf fortress, go to one of these fishers like this, or using the U menu on someone like on you're not doing a thing. Let's say someone else. You're a farmer, you're not doing a thing. Let's say I want you fishing. Z on you, then P. L for labor, go to fishing and turn on fishing, or better yet, use shift enter to turn on all the fishing related stuffs, since we'll also need the other options, fish cleaning and fish dissecting, because yeah, now we've catched the fish, we can't just cook that raw. There's just way too much bones in a fish, or grates, or whatever you call them, graten in Dutch. I think that would be grates as well in English. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Anyway, you need to clean them, you need to dissect them, get the bones out. Fillet the fish, that's what you do. And you do that by preparing a raw fish, and you do that at a fishery. you can build a fishery with BWH. Build that anywhere basically, and boys will fish with that. Let's build one here on the side. I dug out all these rooms to make special shows for the video, but there haven't been that much food related rooms. Just the farmer's workshop and the mill / quern and that sort of stuff. Anyway, now yeah, we're making this fishing workshop. Dissecting the fish is something which works automatically. At least it's standard Dwarf Fortress. If you look, you can turn it off. If you look at the O menu, capital W, then there's the F option for auto fishery. If auto fishery is on, any fish which you've got, which needs to be prepared, will be prepared. There will come an option in that fishery, like there is over here, to prepare a raw fish. Yeah, that has stockpiles as well. It's all in the food stockpile. There's 2 of them. Let's say I want. Here's my 2 fisheries are here. Well, let's say I have it here. Let's say I want all my fisheries here. I'd make another food stockpile next to here. Change that food stockpile. So I just Q over it, and then S. I go to food. Press B to turn on off everything. Now what I'm going to turn on is unprepared fish. Now only unprepared fish will be stored in this stockpile. Probably turn off this one as well then. Yeah, my everything else stockpile which I made earlier in the game. Now any unprepared fish will be brought to this stockpile here, and then will automatically be fished. You know what, let's move both of my fisheries here. I'll place another one here and get them out of this filthy little room. And yeah, that should work. Here's someone carrying a fish. What are you going to do? Just placing it in the unprepared stockpile. So yeah, when that is done, when the fish is cleaned and dissected, it's a normal fish which you can use in your stockpiles, which I probably have some. If I check my kitchen here, go to meat, fish, whatever. Let's see, lots of sheep stuff and livers and prepared stuff. Prepared sheep stuff, short fin mako shark intestines. Apparently I catch some mako sharks. Better be careful with your energy reactors. Mako. Thornback rays and stuff like that. All sort of fish, but yeah, they catch it and they prepare it, and once you've prepared it, you just need to cook it into something using the kitchen, like we've talked about before, like easy meals or lavish meals. Let's put lavish meals on forever. The same with brewing drinks from plants. Let's try extracting from plants as well, because we can. I don't know what it does anymore. Yeah, that doesn't even work. That's a special option that you hardly ever need. But yeah, that's all about fishing, all I need to tell you really. Once you have this set up, you'll have another source of food coming in, and yeah, you'll have more food than you'll ever need, like I have here, and that's the good way. Now your dwarves can choose what foods they want. Okay, enough about fishing. I'll hope you learned something about fishing, and I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, here's a quick little note to show you guys my Patreon. This Patreon is a site where you can give money per month to artists like me, so we get a little bit of more stable income. If you were so nice to do that, you can also get yourself dwarfed. If you pay $1 per month, you can get yourself on the dwarfing list. If you pay 10, you can give me a suggestion for a game to play. I already played FTL because of that. And yeah, here's the dwarfing list. There's some dwarfs in here, so I need a whole lot more. So yeah, please sign up on the Patreon. That's patreon.com/DFVIDTUTS.